Okay, remember that your function prototype should be before your main function or after your main function. Sorry, your function prototype should be placed before your main function. Your definition function should be after, if you are using function prototype. If you are not using function prototype, you need to put all the function definition before the main functions. And the advantage of using function prototype is once you have all the function prototypes before your main, you can actually put your function definition anywhere after the main function, so that the order doesn't matter, right? So let's move to the next one, which is how do you send data into a function, right? So how can you pass values into function at time of call? You can use statement like for example, c equal to power, this is power a b, so a to the power of b. So this pow is actually a built-in function, and in order to use it, you need to use the math library. So what we are doing is we are doing user-defined function, where you define your own function and you define what are the you define the instruction inside the function, the task that the function needs to carry out. Okay, so value passed to functions are called arguments, and variables in a function that hold the values passed as arguments are called parameters. So these are arguments. So in the brackets are called arguments. Okay, these are parameters. Okay, so let's look at um, sending data to a function. Yeah. Right, let's look at sending data from your main function. So let's say I want to print 5 from print hello. So what I can do is I can just put 5 in the function call like this. Print hello 5. So I'm asking the print hello function to print the value 5. So in order for this print hello to work, you need to have, because 5 is sending is a parameter sent to the function print hello, so it has to accept it in the variable. So I integer int a, let's say. Okay, so now integer a 5 will go into variable a, and you can now print the value in print hello. See out the printing, sorry, let's use the quotient, printing the past value. So just put it there, and then you put a, alright. So now it cannot work yet, because what you need to do is you need to copy this exactly and put it here, right? Remember, but this time you don't need to put, you don't forget the semicolon there. You don't need to put the name, variable name. You just need to put the integer, the data type that is accepting. Okay, so that's the difference between function prototype and also function header. This is a function header, so this is a function prototype. Function header, you must have the variable name but without the semicolon. Function prototype, you need the semicolon but you don't need the variable name. Okay, let's try compile this. Okay, it's working, and now let's run. So you can see hello world from main, hello world from function print hello, and printing the pass value 5 is printing from function print hello. Okay, so let's say I want to send a variable from my main to my print hello. So instead of 5, I want to use a variable, so num1. So in order to use num1, I'll need to declare num1 int num1 equal to 5 or 10. So this simple. So now I just combine. compile and I run. Now I have printing the pass value of 10. Okay, so remember when you're doing passing parameter, this is called passing parameter. You are passing from the main function to the function, to the other function. In this case, we are passing from the main function to the print hello function. Okay, in this case, I use variable. So I declare a variable num1 equal to 10 here, and I want print hello to print out this variable value. I didn't print out it from main. I can do, but I still want print hello to print it out from itself. So what I did was I passed this num1 parameter into the function call. Okay, so print hello num1 through the function call, not into, through the function call. Print hello num1. So what print once print hello, the call goes back to the print hello definition. It goes back here. We'll see that, oh, print hello, it's calling me and it's giving me some value, some parameters, which is num1. Then it checked first whether num1 is an integer or not. So it's an integer, so it can use the parameter value. So it will take the value of num1 and store into its own variable, which is a. Okay, so you notice that num1 doesn't exist in print hello. It only exists in the main. Similarly, a is only exists inside print hello. It doesn't exist in main. Okay, so we're talking about two variables which are in different memory location, but the the value that they are holding is being passed from one to another. So at first, the num1 variable is being created, and the value of stand is being stored into the num1, and the value this num1 value is being transferred or being passed to the variable a that is being created when the function print hello is being called. Okay, so when the function print hello is being called, when this definition, this function is being executed, it will read print hello integer a. It will create a memory variable a with a memory address, and then it will take the parameter sent by the arguments, the bracket here. So num1 parameters into a. Okay, so there from there it will process the a accordingly. Okay, once it's finished, so since this case is only printing, once it's print the a value and it reach these curly braces, the print hello terminates, so as the variable a. So the variable a will only live as long as the curly braces of the print hello opens. So from the opening and the closing of this print hello function. Okay, only then, only during this time that a existed or lived. Other than that, you cannot find a anywhere. Okay, as opposed to num1, because it's in num function, is in the main function. The variable num1 exists as long as the main exists. As long as this bracket and this bracket is this bracket is this open bracket is not closed by this close bracket. Okay, as long as the main exists. Okay, so you should understand that this is also called, the a is also called a local variable. Okay, so as num1 is a local variable to main function, a is a local variable to the void function. Okay, right. So program 6.6 is the example of using of sending value to your functions. So the diagram here is exactly what I meant. So in this case, display value is the function, and it's accepting a variable type integer, and it's printing out that that variable. So what happens is, in your main there will be a function called display value with a number, with a value. So in this case, they directly use 5 rather than using a variable. So display value 5. 5 will be stored in this num variable, and this num variable is going to be printed out by display value. Okay. Other terminology for a parameter can also be called formal parameter or formal argument, and an argument is actual parameter or actual argument. So what are importance that you need to understand? You need to be able to differentiate between parameters, prototypes, and function headers. So for each function argument, the prototype must include the data type of each parameters inside its parentheses, and the header must include a declaration of each parameters in its bracket. Okay, parentheses. So for example, okay, you have void function even or odd with defined with a parameter which is integer with a variable num. So for your function heading, you have something like this: void even or odd in bracket integer num, where you have the variable together with it without the semicolon. For your prototype, you have void even or odd integer only with the semicolon. Okay, so just as I mentioned earlier, when you have print hello as function definition, function header, you have something like this. Okay, when you have function prototypes, you have something like this. Function header, you have the variable name without the semicolon, but function prototype, you will not have a variable name, but you need the semicolon. Okay, you just maintain the data type. Maintain the data type. The function call is simple without the return type, and without the data type, just the variable name. But the variable name is not the variable inside the function, but the variable that is being passed from the calling function. Okay, so which means that the variable that exists in the function that is calling it. Okay, function call notes: value of arguments is copied into parameter when the function is called. The parameter scope is the function which uses it. That is what I explained by a exists in print hello, and num1 only exists in main. Okay, so for a especially, it's very critical to know that a only exists as long as print hello exists. So once print hello is done, when one have done its task, then there is no longer a. Okay, the function can have multiple parameters. So in this case, you are only trying to use one parameter. There must be a data type listed in the prototype and an argument declaration in the function header for each parameter. So argument declaration is simply this one. In the bracket here, you declare the variable that you are using for that function. Okay, prototype function is just the data type listed. Okay, let's try to add more parameters. Okay, let's say I want to send a few more things with it. Alright, so I'll just say comma num2 and equal to 5. Okay, now when I want it to receive 2, so I'll just send num2. So when it accepts, it should be int b. So what do I do with intp? Printing the pass value. So we have a, just add another one, b. Okay, so now you see the function header is being changed. So what I need to do is I just need to add in the function prototype, you need to update there is another function another parameter accepted, and it's of type integer. So that's what you need to do with your prototype function. That's the only thing. Okay, so now if I compile and I run, so I need to just it's 10 and 5. So what I need to do is just to add the tab here.